This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio. And you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio. And we are, as always proud to be the Patriot. Good Thursday morning. Good Thursday morning to everybody. I got motivated again this morning, and people may say, "Hey, Romanik, you're a little sick," and I take offense to that. I sincerely do. I'm a lot sick. But having said that, I'm coming into the studio this morning, and what do I see? And I want to put my condolences out, my sincere condolences and sympathy to whoever's family member they were laying to rest. But, you know, out of every bad, there's some good. And out of every good, there's some bad. And out of the bad at a funeral, or you see a funeral procession, and I say this, and I don't want to sound crass, it doesn't motivate me that somebody has died, but I sit there and think, hey, I got another day. I'm getting off my lame ass, and I'm going to do something positive. I'm going to do something to help someone. I'm going to do something because I can, because I'm here another day to do it. And as you all know, I'm not the most religious person in the world. There may be a God if there is. I just don't know why he does things the way he does it sometime. But, you know, maybe there is, and maybe he's got a method for his madness. But when I see a funeral procession, and a lot of times I am nuts. I am definitely nuts. And I'll drive by a cemetery. As you've heard me say that I go to Jefferson Barracks Cemetery and drive around. And I feel for all the deceased, all of our brave heroes over there. But I get some good out of it because it gives me another day. It gives me a day to think, hey, these guys, no matter who they were, men and women, maybe they were energetic. Maybe they did a lot in their lives. There's some of them that maybe were lazy, because there's good people that are lazy. They just lazy. Maybe there's some lazy people there. But those people can't do anything for anybody. Then I thought, the hell they can't. They can motivate. They can motivate all of us living souls. So I think, you know, what a great day. What a great day to maybe, just maybe, I motivate one person to do one positive thing. And if I do that, I've had a great day. And I hope through my radio show, I know I piss a lot of people off, but that's what we do. We piss off our family members. We fight with our family all the time. We fight with our friends. That's what Americans do. We love to fight. We love to argue. We love to debate. We love to give our opinion. You know what I just described? An American citizen, because we've got all those rights, all those freedoms. So let's don't put them in the shelf. Let's don't put them in a drawer and forget about them. You know, it's like a donut. If you don't eat the donut today, don't put it in your drawer and save it for tomorrow, because tomorrow it's going to be spoiled. Tomorrow it's going to be stale. Tomorrow it ain't going to be worth eating. So eat that sumbitch today and do something constructive today. Do something for somebody. Hell, do something for yourself. Improve yourself. But don't sit back like a bump on the log. Don't sit back and at the end of the day say, man, what a wasted day. You're going to have a lot of wasted days. We're all going to have a lot of wasted days. And it's going to be sooner than later. Going to be one day that we're going to be the honoree in the funeral procession, if you know what I mean. Let's don't worry about that day. Let's worry about every day that we can do something positive. Hey, let's take care of our community service. Then we're definitely going to talk about Brendan Kelly and this situation with this gentleman that's been in and out of jail that apparently they're not concerned about, meaning the politicians. We're going to go down to Cahokia with all the crap going down to Cahokia. We're going to head to East St. Louis, hopefully, and then we're going to go back to Freeburg. They're having their meeting tonight. Allegedly, there's going to be over 500 people out there saying that they want to keep the name midgets. And I tell you, I love those people out there. I love those people. See, they've got the guts to stand up and not be politically correct. I'm telling you, this politically correct crap is going to kill us one day because people mistake kindness for weakness. You let them get away with a little bit. Hey, it's no big deal. We'll back off this. We'll back off that. Before you know it, you're backing off everything because some people, rather than say, hey, we got our way, I'm happy, it's, hey, we got our way because these people are weak. So let's exploit them. Let's push them. Let's push them to the ledge and then push them over. No, that's not going to happen, people, because I believe through this Confederate flag situation, this situation in Freeburg about changing their name from the midgets to something else. What a stupid son of a bitch that sawed-off sharp little bastard was. And I say that because, to me, that's what he is. It wasn't trying to help the community. No, he's a little short. And I feel bad for height-challenged people. I guess that's the politically correct term. But I'm not going to change my life for them. You've got, and it's cost us money, and rightfully so. We have to have handicap ramps. We have to have handicap parking, and I'm all for that. And for the shorter people, they've made the water fountain shorter, and I'm not trying to be funny. We've done things for them, but don't think anybody. I don't care if you had I do care if you had an accident, but you've had an accident and you're in a wheelchair. I'm for getting you a ramp so you can get up and have access to the buses, to the shows, to the shopping malls. I'm all for that. And I don't want to sound like an asswipe, but I probably will. But I don't care if you're a short person, if you're in a wheelchair. I sympathize with you. I want you to have the same accessibility that I have. But don't try to change my life. Don't try to screw up my life just because for whatever reason your life may not be perfect. My life's not perfect either. But I don't go try to screw up everybody's lives other than the politicians, other than these rotten bastards. But you ever notice that sometimes people that are less fortunate than we are want to always throw a cog in the wheel. And they're always mad. And I understand if you're in a wheelchair that you're going to be mad. But don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at the people out there because we didn't put you in that wheelchair. Now, we all wish you weren't in that wheelchair. And we're going to do everything we can to help facilitate the cause so you can have a comfortable life. But don't change my life. Don't change the other people's lives because we don't want to change your life. Everybody wants to get in everybody else's business, you know? St. Elizabeth's Church in Marine, Illinois, coming up Sunday, the 26th of July. They're going to have their family-style chicken dinner. A great event, they tell me, the best food around. So if you can make it out on Sunday, July the 26th, to the St. Elizabeth's Church picnic in Marine, please do so. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact 618-977-8139. The band Wilderness, they're doing their reunion concert dance on August the 9th That's Sunday, August the 9th, at the VFW Hall in Waterloo, Illinois, from 3 to 7 p.m. That's on August the 9th, Sunday, August the 9th. It says food is available. Special guest star Scott Harris of Where's Charlie? I guess that's a band, is doing an opening set. Then comes all the oldies that the band performed in 1968. They originated out of Jabot High School in Waterloo, Illinois. And all the proceeds will go to the Monroe County History Museum in memory of Deb Johnson. So that ought to be a great affair. That's from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Metzger Crook, VFW Hall 6504, located at 406 Veterans Drive in Waterloo, Illinois. And we'll be talking about that a little bit more. Concert for the Wounded Veterans and Warriors, Saturday, August the 8th, presented by the Edwardsville American Legion Post number 199. They're located at 58 States Route 157 in Edwardsville, Illinois. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call Mike Bartko at 660-5686. Half of the donations will go to the national headquarters for the American Legion, and the other half will be donated to the Wounded Warriors. A big Veterans Day memorial event coming up at Veterans Memorial Park in the beautiful, beautiful little town of Bunker Hill. It'll be held on July the 25th at Veterans Memorial Park. It's going to be an all-day from 10 o'clock in the morning to 9 p.m. They're going to have a poker run, live music, Professor Longhair, a magician and balloon artist. They're going to have food all day, bounce houses for the kids, a 5K walk run, great barbecue cook-off, and at 2:30, Elvis, Steve Davis, Memories of Elvis, will be performing. That's coming up July the 25th at Veterans Memorial Park in the nice little town of Bunker Hill. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Bob at 618-225-7534. Again, Chris Joyce, thank you very much. They're having their Relay for Life supporting the American Cancer Society. It will be Friday the 17th. I'm asking you to mention on my radio show. They're going to have a DJ, food concessions. If you have any questions or concerns, I'm looking for a telephone number. Don't have a telephone number, but Joyce, if you'd give me a call. I know it's this Friday, tomorrow, but we need to get a telephone. Anytime you guys send us anything, we need telephone numbers and addresses so someone can get a hold of you. Jerry Rosh, gotta say, always sends me very, very informative emails. Our good friend from Mascoutah, and we were talking about the flags, and at the end of this one email, and I love it, I stand side by side with Old Glory. Jerry Rosh, I salute you, and I think every true American would stand side by side with Old Glory. You can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling for all three of our great stations. Please like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or our sister station at KZQZ 1430 AM. Also, you can hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. and also broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night, Monday through Friday at the stroke of midnight. On this date, July the 16th, 1429, Joan of Arc led the French army in the Battle of Orleans. On this date, July the 16th, 1439, kissing was outlawed in England to halt plague germs from spreading. You know, I wish they would outlaw political ass-kissing of the politicians to get anything from them. You know, these bastards, you got to kiss their ass to get something after we've put them in office. Hey, the day of ass-kissing, you bastards in St. Clair County, I think the good people of St. Clair County and all throughout the state of Illinois and Missouri, they're tired of kissing your ass. They're your bosses. You start kissing their ass. And by kissing their ass, I mean do something for the community, not just for yourself, you rotten bastards. On this date, July the 16th, 1790, the District of Columbia was established as the seat of the United States government. On this date, July the 16th, 1935, the first automatic parking meters in the United States were installed in Oklahoma City. On this date, July the 16th, 1969, the crew of Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong, Edward Aldrin, and Michael Collins blasted off from Cape Kennedy on its first manned mission to the surface of the moon. On this date, July the 16th, 1979, Saddam Hussein became president of Iraq. On this date, for all you country folk, July the 16th, 1986, Dolly Parton's Dollywood Amusement Park opened in Tennessee. On this date, July the 16th, 1999, a private plane carrying John F. Kennedy Jr., his wife Carolyn, and his sister-in-law, Lauren Bassett, went down in fog off Martha's Vineyard, killing all three. That's what happened on this date, July the 16th, throughout all these years in our world's history. Got a few side notes here. Harold Griffin, a friend of ours, he writes a lot to the News Democrat, very opinionated man, which makes him a good American because we all should have an opinion. And if you have an opinion, you got to express your opinion. Having it ain't worth a damn. If you got a gun and a robber comes in and you don't shoot him, that gun's not worth a damn. And if you have an opinion and don't express it, that too isn't worth a damn. But Harold writes me all the time, and he said that I believe it's Malika, his best friend, his dog, passed last week, and our very, very sincere condolences, Harold, because you know how much I love animals, and I know it was a big loss. So, Harold Griffin, you hang in there, buddy, and go to the shelter. Get another best buddy. You know, you can find so many best buddies at an animal shelter, but you can't find so many best buddies at the VFW or the YMCA or the baseball game. Nobody, no thing will ever be as loyal as an animal. And that's bad for people. People need to be as loyal as animals. I'm going to go out to Cahokia. They're having all that big debacle in Cahokia. And my friends, Jerry and Rhonda Nichols. Jerry's a board member, and he supported Gary Carnwell, the ex-mayor, who lost the election. So Rhonda goes to the nutrition center, where she's got a lot of senior citizen friends. And Curtis McCall Jr., that piece of dog, well, I apologize to the dog, that piece of snake crap, because I don't like snakes, and he is a snake. Curtis McCall Jr., the newly elected mayor, who has promised 5,000 people 5 jobs. I don't know how the hell that's going to happen, but I guess, Curtis, you and your daddy, Curtis McCall Sr., 2 of the most ultimate plantation Negroes I've ever seen. They get elected by the black people, promising to do for the blacks and the whites, and they do nothing for nobody. They take their lame black asses, greasy asses up to Belleville and talk with Kern and talk with Sprague and talk with Barra Civic, and they get their marching orders, and they come back and they do whatever they're told to do. Those aren't leaders. Those are followers, and none of us need followers in government. But anyway, Rhonda was told, and I've got the police report right here, was advised that Rhonda Nichols, that she was no longer permitted on the property of the Cahokia Nutrition Center, and if she returned, she could possibly be arrested for trespassing. Now, what my good friend Jerry Nichols did, he called the state's attorney, Brendan Kelly, who I have to say always returns everybody's call. I have to, I give him hell a lot of times, but I have to salute him. He won't duck a call. He may not tell you what you want to hear. He may not be telling you the total truth, but I'll tell you what, that man will return your call. And I want to salute him for that, because he's trying to be transparent. I think it's difficult because he's playing with the wrong boys. He's playing with the culture of corruption in St. Clair County. And remember what your mother said. Don't play with those people. Don't play with those kids. They're trouble. And I'll tell you, Brendan Kelly, don't play with those. Now, I won't say kids. I like kids. Don't play with those political idiots. You're going to get in trouble. Anyway, Jerry Nichols contacted Brendan Kelly, and Brendan said, in essence, hey, those idiots can't keep you out of a public building. They cannot keep you out. So that just shows you that people, we can fight City Hall. We can fight these bastards just because they say something, just because Curtis McCall Jr. said Mrs. Nichols couldn't go in. That's bull crap. Hey, Curtis McCall Jr., this is America, you no good son of a bitch. This is not Russia. This is not Germany in World War II. Tell me I can't come through Cahokia, and I'll tell you to kiss my white, hairy, stinky ass, you stinky black bastard. And if you were a white bastard like Kern, like Eckert, like Godsprague, like John Red on the Noodle, like a pecker on a poodleberry civic, I'd call you a white bastard. It's not a racial thing. It's an identifiable thing, and I'm identifying your black ass. But anyway, they're going to try to take Cahokia and intimidate everybody. You know, when you don't know what you're doing, you start intimidating people. You start scaring people. You start threatening people. And the McCalls have done that from the get-go. Everybody was promised a job, McCalls. Where are all the jobs? You can't make enough jobs because there's not any money out there. You promised a swimming pool would be open. You promised there'd be jobs. You promised the ice rink would be open. Nothing's been open. You've done nothing. But what you have done is put the city or the village of Cahokia in big financial jeopardy. You know, this ignorant son of a bitch, Curtis McCall Jr., fired 5 or 6 or 7 union members from the city. Now he's going to try to replace them, I hear, tomorrow night. All that's going to do, McCall, you idiot, is going to show not that you're strong, not that you're a strong leader. It's going to show no more than you're a complete idiot. You may not like the situation in Cahokia. You may not like what's going on, but you have to tolerate it. You can't just fire people. And they tell me this idiot Jeff Radford, he's on the board now. He voted to fire these union officials, these union workers, these union employees in Cahokia. I think it's Union 520, I believe. But now this Radford, the new trustee, he's driving around trying to do a little bit of the work. Now, every union person, well, I shouldn't say every, most of them are supportive of the Democratic Party. Union members, union officials. How can you be supportive of the McCalls out there in Centerville Township, out in Cahokia, when they're throwing crap in your face, when they're hiring people that aren't in the union, firing for no reason your union members, and then you go up and you're supportive of Godsprague? Godsprague's the city attorney down there. He should be advising them differently. But God, he sits there like a bump on the log, a red-faced bump on the log. And I want to apologize to the logs because logs have more personality than that no-good son of a bitch. Godsprague, I called you out. Everybody else can be afraid of you. Everybody else can think you're a big shot. The only thing I think you are, Godsprague, is a big piece of crap. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, and proud to be your First Amendment and all-American station, Radical Radio, and we stand tall as the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. We were going to head out to Freeburg a little bit later, but we've got a caller from Freeburg. Let's go ahead and take it. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hello?
Hello. Go ahead, caller.
Oh, I'm from Fairview Heights, not Freeburg.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to talk about Freeburg?
I want to talk about Freeburg
I'm
and
sorry.
the little people.
Go right ahead, Linda.
Okay, the little people out, they're complaining about their mascot name or whatever you want to call it out there, and they've had this for 60 years or more. I think it's ridiculous when they have a TV program. It's all about money again, because they have a TV program of little people that they run into at the stores and things look at them weirdly. They call them dwarfs, midgets, and everything else, but they have no complaint because they're being paid to be on this show for people to look at them and see how they live and their different things.
Right.
Then again, we had a show that was on not long ago called The Briefcase. You had a little couple that was on there. They got $101,000. There was another couple that got $101,000. And I believe they were Mexican, I believe. I'm not sure, but it doesn't really make any difference. But they were the ones that were very kind. It was a kind of a swap thing, who had it the roughest, but they didn't know that they were doing this. I don't know if you saw it or not.
No, ma'am.
You didn't. Okay, it was to be who they thought needed the money the most, but they didn't know that they each received $101,000.
Hey, you don't have to be short to need money. I'm not that short, and I need money. So let's get me on one of those programs.
Well, that's what I would like to do. But it wound up, these people, when they first met them, called them midgets.
Uh-huh.
And they thought nothing of that because you know what they wound up at the end of the show? The Mexican couple gave them $40,000 plus or all of their money, and they kept $40,000. So they wound up with $140,000, and the Mexican couple wound up with $60,000. Now, what does that tell you? Yeah. It's all about money.
Yeah. Well, Linda, thanks for the call from Fairview. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you calling. And you're right, Linda. And I don't want to short. It was pretty funny. I don't want to short the short people, and I feel bad for them. I really do, because they don't have the same. They don't have the same situation that we have, and it's not good, but it's not devastating either. But everybody wants somebody to feel sorry. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. I want to do what I do, and I want to do it the best I can. And I want people to say, hey, he did a good job. Not, oh, I feel sorry for him because he didn't do a good job. But, Linda, you're exactly right. And I got to tell you, though, Linda, to be honest with you, I don't think those shark people complaining, I don't ever think it's going to do any good, because I got to tell you, and I got to be honest with you, and I tell it the way it is. I mean, I've had something short, and I've been complaining about it, and it's not done any good. It's not done me any good. So you short people, quit complaining. Just work with what you got, because that's what I do. I've worked with what I got. It's not fun. It ain't pretty, but it is what it is. You have to work with what you got to work with. Linda, thank you very much for the call. Let's go ahead and take another call. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah, I got a question to ask. If these newly elected officials are kind of doing illegal activities now, can't they be recalled by the voters? And doesn't that Foghorn represent, isn't it a conflict of interest for his attorney agency to represent East St. Louis?
You know what, Gary, thanks for the call. Two very good subjects, and I think you're right. He represents East St. Louis, and there's a lot of things that East St. Louis needs from the state. So I do believe that is definitely a conflict. And stick around, Gary, for the weeks to come, because through this radio station, and I believe the Belleville News Democrat, there's going to be some nasty, hellacious stories on the Senator Foghorn. I say, Buckwheat Claiborne. It ain't going to be pretty. Hey, let's talk about Freeburg a little bit. And again, I want to thank those good people for standing up as true Americans. There was an article. Now, I'm going to make a little light of this, and I'm all for the 2015 Tour de Belleville. They have the bicycle thing through Belleville, and this year it's family friendly. And you know what their theme is? And I'm being a little facetious, because I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but everybody wants to get hyper about shark people, about this people. I get a little offended by this. It's Belleville Hillbillies. So it says, so dress down and ride for a good cause. Now that kind of... Hey! Okay, that's enough. That and Dukes of Hazzard, that's it. Take that off the air. That song's got to come off the air. And let's take the Beverly Hillbillies off the air. We're going to take the Dukes of Hazzard. I'm poor white trash. Take off the Beverly Hillbillies, because think about it, people, and I'm being facetious, but think about it. Didn't the Beverly Hillbillies make fun of people down south that didn't have a good education, that were hard workers, and they made fun of them every day. And it was all in fun. But now Belleville, that toured to Belleville, they said it's going to be Belleville hillbillies, and that's bad enough. But it says, so dress down. Now, that kind of does piss me off. You know, I had to dress down every day. Whoever ignorant son of a bitch that said this, I had to dress down every day because we couldn't afford clothes. We couldn't afford new clothes. I dressed down every day, and it wasn't pretty. So this tour to Belleville, they're going to say, act like a hillbilly and dress down? What the hell does that mean? Now, that hurts me inside, but they've got every right if they want to have something like this. It doesn't make me feel good, but damn, there's a lot of things. My government sometimes doesn't make me feel good. We can't get rid of our government. And I'm making light of this, but I'm telling you, people, we got to be a little bit more thick-skinned. Especially, I'm not worried about somebody saying, oh, you dress down, Belleville hillbillies. Now, you think about it. For all the people down south, the poor people in the Appalachian Mountains, all over, and then it says, so dress down. So they're, in essence, making fun of poor people. And I didn't like that because I was poor as you could be. You know, you talk about the blacks in NAACP, and they talk about, hey, we want something for slavery 300 years ago. Tell you what, I lived worse than a slave. I don't owe nobody anything but a hard day's work for an honest dollar. That's what I owe whoever I work for and whoever I work with. So for people to say, hey, somebody owes somebody, nobody owes anybody. The only thing that we're guaranteed in this great country is the opportunity, not successfulness, but opportunity to be successful. You hear that word, opportunity. We have to take that word opportunity, and we as individuals have to run with it. Nothing's guaranteed in this life. Life is not guaranteed in this life. You could be dead tomorrow. But think about it. The Belleville hillbillies, so they say, please dress down. You know, that really is a little offensive to me. But I've been offended every day, and I offend people every day. This is America. If you don't want to be offended, stay in your house, turn off the radio, the television, get rid of your dog because he'll offend you when he jumps up on your lap and pisses on it. So, I mean, you know, you're going to get offended by anything and everything in America. So either take it or you leave it. Now, here's what I want to take, and I wish I'd have left it. You no good son of a bitch. And I'm going to tell you, all you aldermen, some of you guys are my friends in Belleville. But if you let this stand, you know, it's like, look at what's going on in this great country. We've got ISIS. We've got the terrorists. We've got people talking bad about the United States of America. So instead of flying our flag properly, Old Glory, and being proud of it, I said put it on a 5,000-foot flagpole because I want to fly it. Let everybody know that I'm a proud American. These rotten bastards in Belleville, and not the good people of Belleville, and not the public servants in Belleville, but the politicians in Belleville, these no good son of a bitches. And at this point in time, why? Why would you want to hide our great American flag? I ask you, Chief of Police Bill Clay, you greasy black, no-count, good-for-nothing son of a bitch. I ask you, Mark Pussy Boy Eckert, you no good, no count, white, no good son of a bitch. Why would you guys order that the flag be taking off the sleeve of the Belleville police uniform? You've got the identifying thing, the Belleville City Police patch on one side. Instead of flying that flag high, what are you guys trying to hide the flag? You're not hiding that you're making a fortune. It's not hiding that you can get up every morning and go do what you want and live free. You love those rights. Well, you better love the symbol that goes along with those rights, you no good son of a bitch, and that's that Old Glory, the great flag of this great country that represents this great country. Somebody from Belleville, unless I'm totally nuts, well, not totally, unless I'm past totally nuts and I'm not there yet, why the hell would you people stand for that? Why would the elected officials stand for that? I'm calling out every alderman, the ones that I like, the ones I supported, the ones I don't like, the ones that I didn't support. I say, people, this is not about politics. This is about patriotism. And I think all of yous ought to get together and tell that rotten, no-count, no-good-for-nothing mayor, Mark Pussy Boy Eckert, that you want that flag on that police uniform. I'd put the flag on the police car. I'm proud to be an American. If you're not proud to be an American, get the hell out. Look what it's done for you, Clay. You've been successful. Your family's eating like kings. Eckert, the same way. You've got a business in Belleville. You couldn't do that in Russia. You couldn't do that over in Iraq. That'd burn you out. They'd take all your money. You can do that in this great United States of America. It's like your mother nurturing you. And then you're going to get up after she nurtures you, after she pays for your education, after that education gets you a good job, and then you're going to disown her? You're going to slap her and forget about her? No, you don't, you rotten bastards. Now, I, again, challenging every alderman in Belleville. It's up to you. It's up to you to stop this atrocious act. It's up to you to show that Belleville, even though it's not safe, even though I don't believe it's ran properly under the lack of leadership of Mark Pussyboy Eckert, the mayor of Belleville. Eckert, I have to tell you, I think you're a low-life son of a bitch. But you can't be that low to take our flag and put it in a drawer and hide it, and hide what you are, an American. I didn't say true American. I said an American because you are. You live in this great country. You're a citizen, but you're not a true American if you let this flag debacle go. And again, I don't understand. I don't understand and all the grief we're having in this great country. All of our military heroes that have died to give us the rights we have. And you know what flag flew above them as they were getting shot at, as they were getting maimed, wounded, killed? That great old glory. And you no good son of a bitches, you're going to let that bastard Eckert, that pussy boy Eckert, and that no good son of a bitch Bill Clay, the chief of police, you're going to let them dictate to you in Belleville as true Americans? You're going to let them disrespect our great country, all of our military heroes that died to give us the rights we have today? You're going to let those two stupid, no-count, rotten bastards disrespect not only this country, but all of us. And if you guys do, then all of yous, I'm telling you, all of yous are no good, rotten pieces of crap. You got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, radical radio at its finest. And we are, as always, and proud, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. I just had a few of my good friends, one old friend of mine, been around forever. He was a political leader back in the day. Tom Tiernan, been through East St. Louis, Belleville. I believe he was out in Oakville. Now he's lighted out in Waterloo, and they couldn't have a better patriot than my buddy Tom Tiernan and Terry Link. He's friends of Tom from Arizona, but Tom Tiernan, I got to say, he's been a fighter. He was a fighter back in the day, and he was a true Democrat. And we spoke off the air. Back in the day, the Democrats had a platform. They had a direction. They have no direction now. There's no direction, and that's why the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition always says, vote the person, not the party. Party politics, especially locally, there's no difference. You know, if you're the elected, and you heard me say before, if you're the elected coroner, if you're a Democrat, you pronounce a body dead, you pronounce it dead. If you're a Republican, You can't say, hey, he's still alive when he's dead. So on the local level, there's no big economic difference because we only have so much in our budget. There's no political, philosophical differences. There's no differences on foreign policy because we don't control foreign policy. So all that at the national level, there may still be some party affiliation, but a straight party vote, a person's an idiot if they vote for everybody on a ticket just because he's a Democrat, just because he's a Republican. That's what's happened to our great society. They all want to lump together. No, let's pick the best. You know, you go to the store, you see some tomatoes. You don't just grab the first 10 or 20 tomatoes. You pick and choose. And that's what we need to do in government. We need to pick and choose our candidates. We need to pick the best candidate. Don't give a damn if he's black, if he's white, if he's a man or a woman, a Democrat or Republican. You pick the best candidate because at the end of the day, if you don't, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt your family. It's going to hurt future generations. So you don't want a guy, oh, he's the Democrat. Well, we got a job for a pilot on this big plane. Well, yeah, we'll give him the job, but he's not qualified. Would you let a pilot fly you and your family just because he's a Democrat, just because he's a Republican, just because he's black or white, man or woman? Hell no. First thing you want to know, what is his qualifications? What are her qualifications? And that's when you pick the pilot to fly your plane. And these political positions are just as important as a pilot on the plane that's flying your family across country. We got to have people. We've got to have public servants that are going to do for everybody, not just for their party affiliation. That just really pisses me off. I keep promising we're going to. Anyway, let's talk real quick about Freeburg. I'm going to get to Kelly, Brendan Kelly, about this situation with Reggie Allen in this strip club. That's going to show you tomorrow, and I'm going to start with it. I keep promising you. They say you ought to do 2 hours, but most people say I ought to do 2 minutes. I'm not going to have enough time today, but this is an egregious procedure that's been going on in the judicial system and the law enforcement system up at St. Clair County, and it's not going to get better. It's like a wound. It doesn't get better until we address the problem and we fix the problem, and that's what's going to have to be done. But tonight, all the good people in Freeburg, hey, fight for what you believe in, will you? Fight for what you believe in. You've done it in the past. You'll do it in the future. And again, I hope everybody takes a page out of the playbook from the proud people of Freeburg. You know, I don't think it was anything derogatory when they use. I think the term midget meant, hey, maybe we're the little underdogs, but we're going to fight hard. We're going to fight long. We're going to fight to win. If anything, I think it was a show of admiration, a show of respect for the little people. But now you got to get these bastards. They got to be politically correct. And think about what I said on this Tour de Belleville, this bike ride, and I was being somewhat facetious. They want you to, the theme is Belleville Hillbillies, and that's kind of bad enough. You're talking about the hillbillies, but it says so dressed down. Now that's kind of slap in the face, but you know, hell, as Americans, we get slapped in the face every day. We can't change everything. I don't want to, hey, let's have a movement now to stop the Tour de Belleville because they talked about hillbillies. No, we don't do that in this country. If people want to do stupid things and be ignorant, let's let them do it, because let me tell you, there'll be times when we want to and do stupid and ignorant things. I've done it. You've done it. So you just got to kind of pass it over and say, man, that was a stupid thing I did. That was a stupid thing I said. But we're going to change everybody's world just because we're not real happy with what somebody said. Hell, if that's the way it was, nothing would ever get done. Everything would be being changed every day. And I'm not for changing anything at any point, because things are good in this great country. Last but not least, and I'll say it again, Mark Pussy Boy Eckert of Belleville. How disrespectful are you? Chief William Clay the Third or whatever the hell it is. How disrespectful are you? You two no-count, low-life, un-American bastards. Let that flag stay on that police uniform for the Belleville Police Department. Let that flag be right there. I don't know why every state legislature don't make it mandatory. Make it mandatory to have that flag, that great old glory, flying somewhere on a police uniform. especially if they're getting the police departments are getting some kind of state or federal aid. But then, you know what I think about that? If we're made to have to fly our flag, if we're made to have to wear that flag, if we're made to respect that flag, then that flag has no meaning. That flag has no meaning if you have to fly it. That flag, that great Old Glory, that great symbol of this great United States of America should be flown because we want. And not only want to fly it, we should never be made to fly it. We should never want to fly it. We should demand to fly it because that's our heritage. And if it goes down, we have nothing. We have nothing without our great country, what it stood for, that great symbol. So here we go. Belleville, all you aldermen, good, bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly up there in Belleville. You listen to me, and I know you all do. The ones that like me listen because they like me, and the ones that hate me listen because they know I'm going to say something bad about them. So I know you're all listening. Do something not for me, not for you, but for the image of this great country. Tell Eckert, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll donate $10,000 to buy nice new flag emblems for every police uniform in Belleville. I'll do that if it's a money thing, and I don't know why it would be. I will pay, and I will donate $10,000 if you'll keep that flag. Now, maybe we get you a little bit prettier flag waving in the wind instead of a square rectangle flag, but it doesn't make any difference. That flag, whether it's dirty, whether it's been shot at in a war, whether it's been tattered and wrinkled and torn because of war, it's still the prettiest symbol that I'll ever look at, that I'll ever respect, that I'll ever salute. And if you don't feel the same way, get your lame asses to Iraq, Iran. Get your lame asses somewhere where freedom means nothing. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back Friday. We'll be fighting these bastards day in and day out. That's what we do in this great country. The United States of America became great because we fought. We fought for what we believed in. We died for what we believed in. So let's continue the fight. And in passing, we can destroy these bastards. But I want to say, to get off the beaten path, please, Belleville, think about what you're doing. Think about the message you're sending. Fly that flag proudly. Fly that flag proudly in front of every house, every building, and put that flag back on the Belleville Police Department's uniforms. Let them stand, walk, and serve proud, representing not only the city of Belleville, but this great United States of America. Let's don't hide from our past, and let's don't run from our future. Fly that flag proudly. Wear that flag proudly. And the people of Belleville, I ask you, if you're true Americans, demand that your political leaders stop this atrocious act. It's no different than you might as well burn that flag. If you're going to hide it, burn it. And we'll never stand for that. And it's because of these rotten bastard politicians. And you know what I say. We can get rid of these bastards that do crap like this, that disrespect our great country, by uniting together, by exposing these son of a bitches and dragging them. Let everybody see as we drag them in disrespect for what they've done. And at the end of the day, to make our country better, to make our lives better, future generations better. Let's keep public servants in office, but let's destroy these political, parasitical, perverted punks they call politicians. Let's destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American Station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQ.